I know that in the past few months I've been praising the new Denis Villeneuve Dune films almost non-stop, but now it is time for me to pause and go back to the original masterpiece that was David Lynch's Dune film from 1984. No matter how many new Dune films and TV shows come out, for me, David Lynch's film will always be far superior to them. And in this commentary, I'll explain why in detail. Let us begin. At first, we see an ocean of stars, and my imagination already starts to rise in bewilderment. The credits go by, and in the next instant, we come face to face with a detailed, crystal clear close-up of Virginia Madsen's thick, beautiful, bushy 80s eyebrows. What better way to start our audience off on the world of Dune than making it stare closely at this generous amount of facial hair? We zoom out slowly as Virginia begins to talk, a voice from the cosmic depths of the Dune universe, here to guide us and help us grasp this complex world we've just found ourselves in. It is the year, she says, 10,191, and we book readers are instantly stricken by David Lynch's genius of having ignored the source material. We should not care that the novel starts 20,000 years in the future, because by shrinking the timeline in half, the director is making sure that we, as the audience, do not feel as far removed from the characters in the film. He wishes us to relate better to the world of Dune, which is why, after totally having read the books, Lynch has decided to make this masterful deviation from the source. It is the mark of a brilliant director. Virginia then proceeds to tell us about the spice melange and its mysterious qualities, and it's done in a brilliant exposition just by sheer talking. Of all the film exposition techniques that have tried to be catchy and likable throughout the years, none have succeeded in achieving this level of mastery. The finest artistry does not always require complexity, as David Lynch shows us here. Just looking us in the face and talking to us about the spice melange, that is exactly the type of brilliant exposition that I'd want to see on the movie screen. And oh, while talking to us, Virginia slowly fades away. What will we see then? What will come towards us from the sea of stars? Should we expect to be frightened? Surprised? Are we about to face something mysterious and unknown? Fear not, as David Lynch is brilliant enough to realize that the audience does not need surprises. Virginia's face comes slowly back onto the screen, and we feel safe again. And some people who might not be smart enough to realize David Lynch's genius might say, why is her image fading away just to come back a second later? Did they maybe not know how to fill in those seconds with some visual effects, so that the audience isn't weirded out by just some woman talking in their face for a few minutes straight? What the hell is that? No, people who think this just don't understand how aware David Lynch is of the inner workings of the brain and how we are subconsciously manipulated by such visual stimuli. Nothing would work better for making an audience understand the immense complexity of the world of Dune than a woman explaining it to them, fading out and fading back in on the screen repeatedly. It's mesmerizing. As we keep hearing more and more information about a spice, about the color of that spice, about the qualities of that spice, about some guild that uses the spice, about someone somehow folding space, about some kind of gas and the like, the audience is no doubt already enamored by the wonderful world of Dune, which they totally understand thanks to this brilliant manner of exposition. And then David Lynch once again proves his talent and his deep care for his viewers by thinking, what if we maybe get a bit tired of Virginia's long speech? Perhaps we need a clever movie trick to delicately keep the viewers focused. And lo and behold, a brilliant idea is implemented. As Virginia starts to fade from the screen for a second time, and we think it's the end of the exposition, she suddenly comes back on, softly saying that she forgot to tell us something.
Oh yes, I forgot to tell you.
Now just think how brilliant this idea is. We think Virginia to be, as a narrator, our omnipotent and infinitely wise guide into the Dune world. She knows all, and she's here to guide us, like any other wise narrator from film and literature. But then David Lynch thinks, no, that is too old a trope. We need something different. So, I'll just make the narrator of the film start talking, then seemingly finish, then suddenly come back because she's forgotten to tell us everything. Never, ever in my life have I watched such a brilliant scene as this. Such originality and talent. And then, yet more proof of how caring this film is toward us, the audience. As they deem us wary of the detailed yet brilliant exposition, it gives us a short break. Time for us to absorb the precious information by rolling credits for what seems like 5 minutes. Just as I finished hearing about spice and space and gas and something being folded, what better thing could I wish for than reading people's names across desert shots?